What's going on, guys? FM here, taking a look at my first battles in the Ultra League Premier Cup with Toxicroak on the lead. Guys, when I was looking at the meta, Toxicroak looked really strong. There's a lot of steel types out there, there's some fighters out there, and there's a lot of Walrein. In fact, I saw more Walrein than I expected to see, but less steel types, and it made Toxicroak go crazy in some battles. Now, I did pair it with an XL Pelipper. I do think that's probably the best pairing for it. Gyarados likely works. However, if you end up with an A9 on it in the back, it's a little bit more of a struggle. And I did see a couple of A9s in the back when I was running this team. So if you want to substitute Gyarados, go for it. But I do think that the XL Pelipper is better. And if you are wondering if it's really worth the investment for XL Pelipper, check out this feature up here. I did run it in open at one point, and I gave my thoughts there. I'm just going to tell y'all now, I do think it is worth it. I do think it's a very strong Pokemon for the current meta with that wing attack buff. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into some of these battles. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let's go. My opponent bringing some spice with the Staraptor, but I am actually in trouble here. I need to land this Hurricane, which we do. Beautiful. Now I need to make a catch. Toxicroak has nowhere to go against this team. We need to just full on sack it, make them debuff their defense, and go for the farm down. Now, unfortunately, my opponent does make it to another charge move here, but it's only going to be a close combat, right? Close combat, 45 energy, Brave Bird 55, Pelipper holds on. We get the farm down. I'm watching to see what they come in with next. It's going to be the Pidgeot. We get the wing attack down. We have like 2 HP. In comes Swampert, and I just have to pray that I survive that mud shot and that we grab the shield right here. We grab the shield, and yes, we survive. We're going to get the Hurricane off, and this is going to take out the Shadow Swampert, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. I'm just going to tell y'all now, I really struggled at cutting this video down. Every battle I had today was just super good, super intense. I think y'all are really going to enjoy today's video. I did climb with this team a little bit under 100 points, I guess 90 points exactly. And that was in 4 sets, not in 5 sets. Of those, only 1 was negative, and it was the 2-3. So I was very happy with how this team performed. I did also have a 5-0. So I was very happy with how this team performed. So anyways, gonna go into the Toxicroak mirror here to lead. Mirror lead, I don't know what I'm saying. I do throw the second Mud Bomb immediately. I wasn't sure if I was going to be winning CMP or not. They were afraid of a catch, so they do decide to not throw on CMP there. And at this point, I'm just going to let my Toxicroak go. I know Pelipper with energy is good against basically anything. There's not much that wants to take a Hurricane to the face. There's not that many steel types that aren't going to be taking super effective from Weather Ball. So I'm going to go ahead and eat the Sludge Bomb and farm down. The reason I ate the Sludge Bomb there, by the way, I knew it was going to be a Sludge Bomb, but I figured with Toxicroak in the lead, they're likely weak to Walrein in the back. So we're going to land the Hurricane there. And by the way, there you go. The Toxicroak Gyarados duo. So core, whatever you want to call it. So it did work for this trainer, or at least they were trying it out. It's definitely on the table. However, they are running Charizard in the back, which I think is a little bit of a mistake. Swampert's way too common in this meta to be leading Toxicroak and have Charizard in the back. The ones are pretty close against Swampert and Toxie, but the 0s and the 2s are horrible for Toxie. So anyways, going to be able to get this next spear off against this Gyarados, and that's going to be GG's. Well played. All right, into the next battle, Toxicroak up against Galvantula. So Galvantula technically beats my entire team. If they go straight discharge, they just straight win against my Toxicroak. So I'm going to play the 0s here, actually. If they want to discharge, go for it. But they hit me with the double resisted lunge. Beautiful. I'm going to go straight for the Sludge. I know Mud Bomb would not do it from here. They do throw up a shield, and that's perfectly fine. They're going to be throwing again here. I'm just like, you know what? You lunged me once, you're going to lunge me twice. We call it again, and yeah, it's another lunge. So we're going to make it to this next Sludge Bomb. I do throw an alignment. It doesn't really matter at this point. I guess I missed out on 1 counter, but they end up shielding anyways. So we're going to come in with Walrein. They throw 2 more Volt Switches. I believe they're at 4 right now instead of 3. I do throw up a shield, and it's going to be an Energy Ball. So they actually didn't even have Discharge to throw into my Toxicroak. They do pivot out into Jellicent, which is uncomfortable because that means that at some point my Pelipper is going to be aligned onto that Galvantula. But I need to make sure that my Pelipper has energy at all times. Galvantula is low enough that one Weather Ball will be taking them out. And I need to save a shield, or I'm saving a shield at least for now. So going to go ahead and get this next Earthquake off. This will be putting Jellicent low. It will not be taking them out, but it will be putting them in wing attack downrange. They're going to be throwing here. I know that nothing from that Galvantula is threatening to my Pelipper, so I'm actually going to go ahead and throw up a shield in case it's the Shadow Ball, and it is the Shadow Ball. Beautiful. Out comes a Mandibuzz. Now remember, we want to keep some energy on our Pelipper to threaten that Galvantula if it comes back in. So I overfarm, go for the Hurricane. It does decent damage, but 2 are not going to be taking out. They're going to hit me with a Foul Play. Now it's 5 air slashes to every Foul Play. I'm going to be overfarming once again and watching for that catch. There's the catch. We're going to throw the Weather Ball instead of the Hurricane to take out the Galvantula. And we are 1 wing attack away from the next Hurricane. Now again, it's not going to take out. They have thrown 5 air slashes. They are at their move. I'm going to make a little pivot here and we're going to catch the Foul Play. And that is the play. That's the play that won me this game. Yeah, that was... I was stoked after that one. I'm not going to lie. I don't make that good of a play that often, so I was really happy. Into the next one. Empoleon leads, so a positive lead unless Empoleon gets energy. They're going to be swapping out into a Charizard. Now, this is interesting. Probably misplay this, to be honest. I'm going to throw the first Weather Ball. It's non-lethal. It puts him in farm down range, but I will have to shield once, and that's what I decided to do. I decided to let the first move go, and then I shield the second one knowing it can be a Blast Burn. I could have just thrown that Weather Ball there and either forced a shield or probably taken them out and not having to give up my own shield. But I also knew that this Empoleon's not going to really be able to farm me down very easily. I'm going to make it to a Hurricane here. It doesn't do nothing, right? 2 Hurricanes plus all these wing attacks, they're definitely adding up. So they're already into the yellow. I'm at the next Hurricane. They are going for the farm down. And you gotta give them props for going for it. But we grab a shield there. So we got the shield back. And I think they're at 8, maybe 9 waterfalls. They're gonna easily make it to 2 Drill Pecks. So instead of coming in with Toxicroak, I'm going to be coming in with my Walrein. They throw 1 Drill Peck, it does nothing. They swap out into the A9. Now I'm assuming they're at the next Drill Peck. They might again be 1 short. But we're gonna play it like they're there. I'm going to go ahead and throw this Earthquake, and that's going to do one of 2 things. Either it grabs a shield like it just did, and then I can Sludge Bomb him with Toxicroak, or it would have put him low enough that I could probably counter down with Toxicroak. So I'm going to be overfarming again, just assuming that they have energy on that Empoleon, building up as much as I can, going for the Sludge Bomb, taking out the A9, and we have the Mud Bomb banked. Mud Bombs are going to be playing to take out this Empoleon, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Honestly, that worked out really well. I think if I was 1 counter short, I still would have been fine. I could have came back in with Walrein, survived the Drill Peck, and made it to another Earthquake, hopefully, but maybe not. Anyways, into the next one. We've seen some good plays. Let's see some bad plays. So I had Toxicroak into Scrafty, a beautiful lead. They come out with a Trevenant. I come in Pelipper. I should have gone in Walrein. Pelipper can easily lose switch here, especially when you bait with the Weather Ball and your opponent calls the bait, like this one did. So they baited me with Seed Bomb, I baited them back, and now I'm giving up both shields, going down 2 shields, and yeah, just to keep alignment. Now, if Scrafty comes back in, we should be able to get a shield back easily, and they do. So we're gonna go straight for the Hurricane, no reason to bait here. It's so nearly 1 shot. Grabs a shield, they're farming up, I actually make it to the next Hurricane. Well, I'm expecting to grab both shields, keep alignment, we're chilling. They decide to let it go through, and they get the Foul Play off, so they take out my Pelipper. We're still fine, right? It's 2v1. It's still fine, right? I'm gonna come in with Walrein, knowing they're gonna swap out immediately. It's gonna be a Shadow Swampert in the back. Alright. We're still fine, right? I'm gonna full on just sack Toxicroak. We don't need Toxicroak at this point. We're gonna full on sack it, use it as a 3rd shield. Goodbye, Toxicroak. And then I bait. I could have made it to 2 Earthquakes easily. I could have made it to 2 Earthquakes and just won the game, but I bait. And so now they're going to be able to make it to this Earthquake, which admittedly they were going to make it there anyways. I don't know. Maybe baiting wasn't that bad. I'm pretty sure it's bad though, because of they get some mud shots in. They had the opportunity to catch here. I'm lucky that they didn't. And I thought one Powder Snow was going to take out that Scrafty. It needed to. So it ends up being a tie. GG's, well played. Still a little bit sad that I didn't win that one. Anyways, if you see a Trevenant safe swap, my point is, if you see a Trevenant safe swap with this team, just go in Walrein. Walrein has such a good matchup there. Pelipper does not. Anyways, Dragonite lead. These Dragontails are chunking, absolutely chunking the Toxicroak. So I'm actually just going to play out these zeros here. Wasn't sure that I was going to be able to win the ones. Definitely not going to win the twos. They're just going to farm me all the way down. So I'm going to take the shield advantage here, and we get them pretty low. It's very likely that they have a solid Walrein answer in the back, since they are running a Dragon type in the lead. So I'm going to go ahead and just eat. If it's an outrage, it's an outrage, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to go for the farm down here. We're going to get the farm down. Walrein with energy is good against almost anything. They're going to come out with an A9. So all the ice type attacks, of course, will be resisted by this A9, but we do have Earthquake, which will hit for a good amount of damage. Puts them really in Weather Ball range after some wing attacks. Out comes a Shadow Zard. So really interesting pivot by my opponent. They didn't want me to load up on energy, and it makes sense. I connected with the first Weather Ball. I'm going to just shield everything. They bait me. That's fine. I was pretty sure they were one short, but also I know a Blast Run's going to do way more than a Weather Ball, so I didn't want to risk it. We're going to throw the Weather Ball here into their A9. They're going to throw up their final shield, and we're going to be able to make it to the next Weather Ball. Now, this will not be lethal. It's Weather Ball, right? Not that hard hitting, but it will be putting them into the red. They're going to be throwing their Weather Ball. I should be able to survive this. And we do survive it. I'm just going to go ahead and get as much wing attack damage as I could. I was really looking for a Powder Snow down here, but instead we're going to make it to the Icicle Spear. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Definitely a close game. Able to clutch up. All right, jumping into the next battle. We're going to have Toxicroak up against a Heracross lead. Toxicroak's great here, unless the Heracross has Earthquake. And close combat definitely hurts from this thing too. They don't build up enough for Earthquake. We're going to get the Sludge Bomb off, and it's going to be a CMP tie. They do throw up a shield. Good shield by my opponent. But I'm not respecting anything. If it's close combat, it's going to hurt. It's not going to one-shot. It's a Mega Horn. Mega Horn's double resisted. Definitely not the move that my opponent wants to throw, but that tells me they're running Mega Horn and Rock Blast. And right here, this is too little to even be a Mega Horn. It's going to be a Rock Blast. I'm trusting Toxie to hold on, and we do just that. We're going to get this Sludge off. They'll have to give up both shields if they want switch. Sludge takes out the Heracross. Beautiful. Out comes an Alolan Muk. And I already know, I'm like, oh man. My opponent's team is triple weak to Toxicroak, isn't it? And I just threw away my Toxicroak. It's done. But I could never pivot out anyways. We didn't want Walrein aligned with that Heracross. So anyways, I'm going to full send here. Why not? Either we get the second shield and we have 2 shield advantage, or we one-shot this thing. And we do one-shot. They have their own Walrein in the back. I do come out with Pelipper. Could have stayed in and landed an Earthquake, but that would have not really put them in Weather Ball range. Maybe after the wing attacks, it just seems safer just to come in immediately, because I should be able to outpace the 2 Hurricanes before they make it to 4 Weather Ball or 4 Icicle Spears. So I go for the first Hurricane. It does grab a shield, and I'm trusting my counts here. I believe they're still 5 away. So I'm going to be shooting up both these Weather Balls. They should still be 3 away at this point, I believe. Maybe 2. Doesn't really matter. We're only 1 away. Hurricane's not going to take out from here, but it will be putting them very, very low. I try to get fancy with it. I'm not going to lie. I try to get fancy. I come with my own Walrein trying to catch the Sphere. They're going to hit me with the Earthquake instead, but that's fine because of we survive. And we're going to get the Sphere off anyways. Walrein is so bulky. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. But GG's. We'll play to my opponent. Yeah, Walrein's still really good. It's still really good in this meta. The nerf to it just didn't affect it in this meta. All right. Up against a Cantonian Muk this time. This is a good matchup for Toxicroak, though it's not as good as you want it to be. Only the Thunder Punch hits for neutral, but we're already into the yellow because Toxicroak is just that glassy. Even the XL version, like this is an XL version, like rank 56 or something. It's like not that XL, right? No zero attack, but it's XL. Anyway, I decided to play out the zeros. I wasn't sure if Muk gets to the third Thunder Punch quicker than Toxicroak gets to the third Mud Bomb. That's the reason I played out the zeros. I come in with Walrein. They make a really nice catch. I wanted to throw that, of course, immediately before they got off their next Thunder Punch. So they were able to take advantage of that. Doesn't really matter though, because my Walrein does end up winning CMP, and we're at the same energy. So I'm going to be able to force a shield or take out their Walrein. Building up some energy here. Like, you kind of think they're going to shield at this point because their Muk's already pretty low. They'll be down to basically one Pokemon. They do decide to let it go. So out comes Muk, and if they can catch, I can catch too. So we're going to do just that. I expected them to throw one before I was at the spear. And we waste some of their energy. They do still have some residual. Excuse me. Some residual. So I'm going to come in with Pelipper, and I will throw up my first shield right here. And Pelipper with an energy lead is just so good. It's so good. Especially against an Ice Fang Feraligatr. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I saw a water type. I was like, oh, it's a Blastoise. No, that's a Feraligatr. We're going to just be able to outpace the two Hurricanes here. Ice Fang not charging very quickly. I believe they have Crunch and Hydro Cannon. They throw Hydro Cannon. That's perfectly fine. We're going to make it to this next Hurricane. Again, not going to one-shot. Hurricane rarely one-shots unless it's super effective, but it does put them into the red. I remember my Walrein's almost at the spear, so we're just going to pivot over, throw the spear, take out the Feraligatr, and farm down the Muk. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Man, some cool spies I saw today. I will say that. I'm excited to play more tomorrow. I'm excited. Anyways. Swampert lead, not great for Toxicroak. We will be pivoting out into Walrein. I like to throw the Icicle Spear. Even though Earthquake's really the more threatening move, it puts them in potential counter down range later. I'll have to invest shields, but yeah, it's not too bad for Toxicroak after you land that spear. They bait me. I call the bait. They come out with their own Walrein, and I have an energy lead. This is looking great. Gonna land the Earthquake right here. And they're going to, of course, be throwing their own Earthquake. Now, Walrein, again, very bulky. We're going to survive this. They're going to need to land a spear still to take me out. I'm going to just immediately throw the Earthquake. I don't, like, it's dumb to bait with Walrein most of the time. And we take them out. They don't even throw up a shield. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're going to see the Swampert come back in. I was a little bit nervous about it. If they get a mud shot down, then it can start threatening Pelipper. But we're actually going to make it to another spear, so they have to throw anyways. Hydro comes through. I'm going to come in with Pelipper. Wing attacks don't do as much to the Swampert as you want them to. I will say that. What I really wanted to do here is farm all the way down. That way I'm loaded on energy in case there is a Charizard in the back. You see, 4 Hydro Cannons will take me out. The third's going to put me into the red. I really don't want to eat a third. I decided to catch on Toxicroak, but then pivot into their final Pokemon. It's not a Charizard, but it is a Fire Flyer. Going to be a Talonflame. That's great for me. I can make it to the Sludge Bomb here. Threaten a shield with it. Beautiful. They're going to have to throw some energy. They did 4 Incinerates. I don't expect them to Brave Bird. That would be crazy. They're going to Flame Charge. It doesn't take out. We're going to even make it to another Sludge Bomb if they don't throw. They have to throw more energy right here. I'm just going to let that go. Come in with Pelipper. 1, 2 wing attacks. Throw a Weather Ball. That's the rhythm right here. Grab a shield. All right, cool. 1, 2 wing attacks. We're going to throw another Weather Ball. This Talonflame's not getting away from us. It's just not. Doesn't quite take out. Out comes Swampert. We got another Weather Ball. Pelipper's so spammy. It's incredible. So that takes out Swampert. All they got left is this Talonflame. I got 2 shields. We 2 shield flex on our opponent. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Guys, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're going to be trying out Toxicroak or if you're going to be building an XL Pelipper, because that thing's a blast. Thing's a blast. It's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Do it. If you have it, do it. All right. I'm going to stop with my developer propaganda. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is Chill FM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.